necessarily walking on all fours, but what I'm getting at is this: there is a period of time after we gain two-footedness, but before we gain fire, where either we wandered across the veldt or we found another source of protein. And I suspect that source of protein was your basic strand type stuff, your clams, mussels, you name it, right? You don't have to agree with me. I'm just asking if you understand.
I actually think it's very much more plausible because for us, given the limitations in our natural weapons, claws and canines, we would more likely be feeding on those types of protein than taking down a large deer or gazelle or something and trying to feed off that. And not to mention that if we take anything like that down, there'll be we have to be competing with lions and hyenas trying to take it off us.
That's actually what started me on this thought process. And not only lions, but hyenas and mega hyenas and mega lions and saber tooth lions and like
Yeah, I mean,
pre-ice
because
age mammals,
this is the
massive,
problem.
massive
You,
carnivores.
I saw this clip on Joe Rogan where they were talking about mountain lions, or I think it was mountain lions or cougars, which they were hunting in the same environment as wolves. And this mountain lion was so good at hunting and killing that it would kill extra deer and stash them away so that the wolves will find it. Whilst the wolves are feeding on the one that he found and stashed for them, he would then go and eat in peace with the ones that he's killed himself, because the wolves kept coming and stealing his kills. So he would hunt twice as much just to get rid of the wolves. Now imagine if that's what's happening to mountain lions, then what would happen to us?
So is it easier to run a pack of, and remember, bone crushing dogs existed back then. We're not even talking about wolves. We're talking freaking dire wolves. We're talking 600-pound wolves that hunted in packs.
Yeah, I
The,
mean,
the, this is not something that I think our ancestors at that point could actually deal
compete
with.
with. Yeah.
Not really. Until we develop fire, until we get weapons, I don't think that's a thing. And so there is a period of time previous to going to the veldt, but after the development of flotation devices, and I know that sounds weird, but sticks float, bro. I don't think we evolved on the African veldt. We have none of the accoutrement. We have no hair on our skin. When you take a person, and this is any person on earth, it does not matter what color they are, where they come from, or how they were raised, all of their hairs point in a direction that allowed them to swim more efficiently. You don't develop that on the African veldt.
Mm. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think this concept of us evolving on the plains of Africa, like walking around the Serengeti with lions and tigers. What lions? I think there were even tigers at that time because tigers have shifted over time. But
Yeah,
with just the
they
lions, the hyenas, the jackals, and all the other killing animals, predatory animals, we in this form, hell, we wouldn't last 5 minutes.
oh, no, no, sir. I am the dominant predator in any environment I happen to be in. But what I'm getting at is our Australopithecine ancestors would
Yeah,
not have been. And even as a pack, even as a squad, a tribe, a troop, whatever you want to call them, without weapons and fire, I don't
yeah.
think we could have run bone crushing dogs off of a kill. I don't think we could have gotten the marrow that they're thinking we got.
Mm,
I don't think that was an option. And we're talking Olduvai Gorge old. We're talking Rift Valley old. But
yeah.
what's interesting about the Rift Valley is it doesn't stop at the Horn of Africa. It continues right on out into the Indian Ocean over there.
And you could say that even if times and the climate was different, there may have been more land at the Horn
Well,
at
there
that in that
certainly
area.
was more land. But beyond that, the Rift Valley is a very unique feature on the Earth. It is one of the very few places where a Rift Valley actually surfaces above the ocean. This is the birth of a new ocean across Africa, starting at the Horn. But
Interesting.
30,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, a million years ago, 2 million years ago, something happened.
Mm,
The general population of humans on the mainland of Africa changed from being something referred to as robust humans, ancient human DNA. This is not related to us. These are bigger bones, apis shaped muscle attachments, square eye sockets. These people are different from us. And then suddenly we show up referred to as gracile humans with our slenderer bones, our less deft muscle attachments, but much finer, fast twitch muscles, right?
Mm.
We show up. The debate on whether or not breeding was an option, if we can breed with Neanderthal, I guarantee you we could breed with Cro-Magnons. But for whatever reason, and I think it's cultural, we did not. We killed them, we hunted, we possibly ate them and whatnot, but we did not breed with them. We carry very little of their DNA from Cro-Magnon and the other archaic species over into the modern human genome. We carry more Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA and then Cro-Magnon DNA after that. So the implication here is there was somewhere that we bred independent from the rest of the population for a short period of time, 500,000 years, right? And then we, after that bottleneck of evolution took place, and I would guess that it happened on an island. And I'm going to step a little bit further out onto the maybe category. I would guess that that island had an active volcano, because it had to be somewhere where we became familiar with fire.
Oh, I see.
You get what I'm getting at? Yeah. I think that happened before
there was a regular contact with fire, so we became much more
think Hawaii, to something like Hawaii, but in the Indian Ocean over there.
Yeah, because I mean, I totally agree in this sense. I think our understanding of our evolutionary history is still a lot of question marks. I mean, they used to say 100,000 years, then they extended it to 200,000 years. I think it might even be further than that.
Well, the 200,000 year mark is interesting. That isn't actually one of the points in my hypothesis here. The 200,000 year mark includes two specific burials that were found that both include a specific type of shell. One is in Russia and one is in South Africa. And they include a shell from the Indian Ocean that is found nowhere else. I believe that these two burials are the only known extant existence of the boat people moving from their island location to the mainland. At some point in time, they overcame fire, they overcame the dominant predators on the island, and then they developed boats, whether it was a raft, climbing on a freaking log.
Some form of flotation device.
It was a short enough distance that they were able to float from wherever they were in that island, which would probably be in the general ballpark of Madagascar over there. We're talking the Flores Island. That's the batch of islands I'm pointing at for this, just general. And I mean, that's like 3,000 square miles, but you get what I mean, somewhere in there.
Yeah, Mauritius, Madagascar, that sort of region is what you're talking about, right?
Right. Well, there was a massive land shelf that was above water, like 20,000, 30,000 years ago. I'm not talking about that time period. I'm talking about the previous glaciation period. 200,000 years ago, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, admittedly, Madagascar is quite a way south from the Horn, which is Somalia.
And current currents that run past that area would preclude any landing on Africa. Your next possible landing with modern currents would be in Saudi Arabia or in that area.
Yeah, or I mean, you got India, Sri Lanka, you got the Maldives. There's the Maldives island in between the Horn of
no India, island, not a single island would matter, not one, because we're only talking about specimens that made it to the mainland of Africa in order to bypass like the question of how do you get from being a something resembling a chimpanzee in a tree to take the step onto the veldt of Africa with super predators and go, you know what, I got this.
Yeah. I mean,
this would include things like swimming, running, long distance running and swimming, these things would correlate very nicely into a nice, smooth, hairless, tear duct having individual who could go out and poke a freaking giant wolf and tell him to get the hell on.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. As I said,
Especially if it's fire.
I'm much on
Fire
board
changes the game. Fire
yeah,
changes everything.
yeah, I'm on board with a lot of that because on Joe Rogan they were talking about they found due to clear cutting they actually found an ancient city in Brazil, in the rainforest, which they estimate to be at least 11,000 years old, because they've always estimated civilization, human
What's your name?
civilization was no
What can I call you?
older than. Sorry,
What can I call you?
Hafiz.
Hafez. Okay.
Yeah,
Hafez. If there is a city that is dated 11,000 years old, the original person that established that city is probably significantly older than that.
exactly. Well, what I mean is that when it comes to civilization, scientists or archaeologists have been holding on to this 10,000 year sort of mark for a long time until they discovered this place, and it is irrevocable that this is older than any other civilizations and cities that they've ever found, and so they've had to completely revise a lot of this stuff now,
Right.
when it comes to human
Clovis
civilization.
culture did that, dude. That was all Clovis culture. Without
Yeah.
Clovis culture, you wouldn't have the break of the 9,000, what is it, 9,900 years that we were taught when we were in school,
Yeah,
something like that. But it falls down to a particular event referred to as the Younger Dryas. Previous to the Younger Dryas, there is very, very little human evidence of existence in North America. There's a very little bit of it, but it's very little. Previous to the Younger Dryas, we have nothing South America, with the except of Atacama and what's the other one? Awasha. I can't speak Spanish. Anyway, these two locations, one is a boat that some of the things on it were carbon dated to 26,000 years old. The problem is carbon date doesn't work very well at 26,000 years. So, because it's like 14.2 or something, but there's some, anyway, the issue with the other one is that the situ situation it was found in seems to be younger than the actual items that were found in it, which is really weird, and nobody knows how to explain that. But what I'm getting at is not necessarily what I'm saying is a group of people crossed the water and made it to Africa, but another group of humans, us, stayed on the boats. Have you ever heard of a sea gypsy? And this is not a derogatory term. This is what they call themselves.
No.
I've seen Waterworld.
Actually, no, that's not a bad reference. That's really good, dude, because the implication there is that these are families that disdain the land. They own nothing on land, right? They come to land to bargain and trade, and otherwise they don't do anything.
Get supplies or whatever they need.
I see you getting bored. I'm fixing to hit you with one. All right. Are you familiar with the Bronze Age collapse?
I know
No.
Bronze Age, but
All
I
right.
don't know the collapse.
In which area?
You're everywhere, actually, but specific because it happened in China, it happened in the Mediterranean, it happened everywhere. Around the same ballpark of time, within like 1,000 years of each other, which is significant. Specifically, the hill forts in the Mediterranean, the fall of vast segments of like Egypt was like one of the few cultures that survived this transition. They were referred to as the sea people in the Bible. Barney, you read the Bible once, right?
Bro,
Once.
your level is like way up here.
Do I need to
And
turn
I'm
my
like-
down? Like,
I'm
what
like-
do I?
No,
He's
you
like
can keep
Sunday
going.
school.
You can keep going, but it's like I'm trying to like.
All All right.
I'm not as smart as you think I am, but I'm trying.
No.
You
I'm
can keep
simply
going. I don't-
asking. Hey, you've read the Bible, right? Like you're familiar
No.
with the conversations. Okay.
No, like I watched the Ten
Troy,
Commandments
you've
I watched the movie 10 Commandments every year at Easter. And then I
Okay.
watched Ben
Charlton
Hur.
Heston.
Are you
Yes.
Catholic?
No,
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
I've got some Bibles. I can look it up.
Okay.
Timothy 2:12 is my favorite verse. I can recite it to you if you want.
If you wish.
It's okay. It's okay. Just explain.
let me recite.
It's in the Bible about the
Hold on,
Bronze
hold on.
Age.
Please, if I could, my favorite verse, Timothy 2:12. I do not permit a woman to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain in silence. Timothy 2:12.
Make me a sick bitch.
Oh, naturally, a misogynist like you would love that one,
Right.
Barney.
Go to the Bible. What I'm getting at is this: the Bronze Age collapse is something that happened about 1700 years BC, give or take. There were a couple of layers to it, a few different like interpretations of how it took place, but largely it's agreed that it occurred from west to east in the Mediterranean, but from east to west in India and China, right? Which is a really weird thing when you consider that these both happened within a couple of hundred years of each other. This is an event which wiped cultures off the face of the earth. The entire Balkan civilization, that whole thing in the Crimea, they did not recover. That never came back. But when we're talking, all right, Troy, you remember the story of Troy, Odysseus, and
I saw the movie. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
The Helen of
Okay,
Troy. Yeah.
Sure, great. You saw the movie. That works well.
Horrible movie.
Okay, sure. Menelaus gathered all of his forces and came and attacked Troy, and they razed it to the ground. Right, beware of Greeks bearing gifts. This war took place during the Bronze Age collapse, but is the reason why we know that the Bronze Age cultures were not actually involved in it. Their armies, their navies were busy at Troy, raising it to the ground for like 100 years when all of this took place while they were gone.
But was Troy a real event? I thought it was a fictional
Troy
event.
is a real city. You can go and stand on the freaking they tore every stone from every other stone. They reduced it to a pile of rubble and eradicated the Trojan way of life. Odysseus is not a myth. It is a mythical representation of a historical event.
I see. Okay.
Now, whether
'Cause,
Paris
I thought-
was there and Helen was there, and there were
Yeah. Those are fictional.
that's debatable.
But the city of Troy existed, and it did get torn down.
Right, and it was Menelaus that did it. It was his navy and military that came and raised it to the ground, and that is largely accepted. At the same time period when that was taking place, an army raided into the Mediterranean and dropped every single culture there but the Egyptians, and they knocked the Egyptians back a good 800 years in their development. They changed the dynasty. Before this was the old kingdom. After this is the new kingdom. They changed the course.
Sasquatch, can I ask you? The Egyptians, pre this Bronze Age collapse, were they sub-Saharan Africans, or were they the people that we see today with this
These are
Caucasian?
No, you're right. You are absolutely right. When you look at Egyptian art and you go back and you look at it, you'll notice an interesting patina that's going on. Some seem darker, some seem lighter. When you're talking about your darker Egyptian and the Egyptian style, you're typically talking Old Kingdom stuff. When you're talking your lighter Egyptians, those are Ptolemaic periods, and there's a good 400 or 500 years in between the two where we don't have any freaking clue what actually happened. All we know is that Egypt fell and immediately rebounded. They had food, they had social structure, they had the ability to maintain some amount of their culture, but then chose a new pharaoh. And as I understand it, it wasn't a war pharaoh. They chose a pharaoh that rebuilt stuff. This led into the what was his damn name? Shit.
Someone's
Ramses? Didn't Moses beat up
Ramses?
Ramses?
Ramsey. Yes, no, it was like his great grandfather was one of the first ones of this second kingdom or whatever.
Second age of Egypt, you could say.
Then you have like a third kingdom that's referred to as like the Ptolemaic period.
Because the reason I ask this is obviously there's a lot of African Americans and a lot of people who make these claims that ancient Egyptians, possibly the ones who built the Great Pyramids,
almost
were
certain.
the sub-Saharan, very very Sudanese sort of looking, if you like, or Eritrean or Somali kind of more appearance in that
Akkadian
way,
or something along those lines, right?
Yeah, and then there was a shift. Obviously, there was potentially a shift where the Romans and the Greeks perhaps mixed a lot more with the natives of the time.
Once you get into the Ptolemaic period, all bets are off, and I'm not really I don't feel educated enough to discuss that. We've actually got fairly decent records for that time period. Pre-Ptolemaic to Old Kingdom is something of a Wild West. This is the period of time where Akhenaten and Tut and all of them did their thing, right? During these time periods, there were several attempted invasions of Egypt by Canaanites, Hittites, and various other tribes in the what is it called, the Maasai.
The which ones?
Skip it. I'm too white for that.
You're too white for what?
All right, well, speaking of whiteness, something happened in the news recently. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Or do you want to keep going there on that, Sasquatch?
Dude, I've been sitting on this for 20 years. If you want to do something and come back to it, just let me know where you want to start.
Yeah, this one will keep.
All right. If you want to talk about white people, here goes one now. This man wins the White Person of the Week award, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe you have seen this, but this guy, some people just get it. Some people, let's say, you ever have something stressful happen and all eyes are on you, and then you make a mistake and you're like, God damn it. You're like, I look like such a fool. I came off like such a dick. I look like an idiot. I look weak. Right? This happens like all the time. But here's one guy who knows how to read the room, and he has his eye on the prize the entire time. Right? The ends justify the means. You may not like his approach. You may say this or that, but in the end, it was the right approach because he is victorious in his goals. He is victorious in his implementation of his plan, and he's really shooting from the hip. Now, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is on my radar, right? I'm not talking about the fake news Trump tweet where Trump calls teachers ugly. I don't know if you've seen that, but it was fake news. We'll cover that later. But let's look at this. Tell me if you have seen this man get attacked January 6th style by a one Maxine Waters. Have you seen this clip?
Oh, that bald guy at the door.
I want to get this guy's Band-Aid. If anyone knows a Band-Aid, I want to wear it. I'll get a shirt. This is who I want to dress as for Halloween. Or I want to do a skit where someone just dresses me down. Right? I kind of look like him plus more weight. I just need that Band-Aid.
I love skits. Send me some script. I'll work with you, bro. I'll call other people to come work with us.
Do you know anyone that looks? I need someone that looks like Maxine Waters. Okay.
No, she's way too fine for that. I'm sorry.
Let's watch it. Here we go. Check this out.
Lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you, sir?
Do you have business here?
Yes.
I've sent the assistant secretary a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her for a meeting.
Yeah, I don't know that that's been accepted, so until that's
Wait a minute,
Who are you? And what do you do
What do
here?
you do here?
security responsibility.
Get out of the way.
Look at these violent thugs of
J6, all of them.
J6 violent thugs. They're intimidating him physically. Yes, it's like a mob rule. It's mob rule. Get out of here. Who are you? Get out of the way. We're Congress people. We're congressmen and women. Don't you know that our poop?
That
doesn't
poor
stink?
guy, you can see when he's like rubbing his face and stuff, he's like, oh God, this is gonna go on the internet. My kids are gonna come home from school and their kids, their friends are gonna be showing them this clip. Oh Lord, I'm gonna rue the day that I came out here.
We need this guy needs has he had an interview yet? Let's look. Let's find out his name. Let's find out if Sean Hannity has interviewed him or someone of that.
I hope his real life isn't, because I can bet you any money these liberals are out to cancel him. They're out to get him fired. They're probably hounding his family, hounding his whole life, his kids. God knows if he has any kids. I just hope for his sake that they've left him alone, because all he's done is just stood outside and like, look, it's my job. You guys can't come in. Nobody can come in. These people are auditing this shit. I can't let you in. And that's it. That was like, it wasn't like he said anything or did anything bad. He just said, you just can't come in.
He's just doing his job. He's a working man.
Can I insert myself for a moment for grifting purposes?
I don't like that term insert, especially when the Fez is on the panel, because you're going to get him excited.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Sasquatch, I don't know how to quit you.
You can't quit me, sir. I'm addicted. What I'm getting at is this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to...
You have no idea how bad it gets. I wish I knew how to quit you.
There it is, Sasquatch. I guess he
Oh,
ran away.
Sasquatch. Poor no, he came off camera. He wanted to say something. You fucked it up. Oh, I messed it up.
It all up.
Oh,
He
sorry.
said,
Side note: Taylor Swift's team lost, so that's going to be a new thing too. By the way.
no, what I was getting at was if you're watching this stream from any of the channels that are streaming it, I want you to share it to your very favorite Mormon prayer group. If you don't have a Mormon prayer group, try a Seventh-day Adventist group. Your Facebook group that you hate the most. I want you to share this with the Jehovah's Witness that put you in their share group.
Are you trying to screw with them? Because you're talking about the stuff we just talked about, right?
Bro,
But that goes against everything these people believe.
I just want to muck with the algorithm. I don't care who looks.
Because I mean,
Arnie likes it when I play with the algorithm. Just
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like you're just on a higher astral plane than me, Sasquatch. Today, I don't know
it's not astral.
if you
No.
took smart pills or something. I don't know what's going on with you today. You're like
I
way
simply
above
took
my head.
part of the time of my life that you spent going to school, that you spent doing college, that you spent doing jobs and stuff, and I considered things outside of the general bailiwick of science. And I considered how is an alternative method of reaching the same conclusion possible. The only possibility I can see is a combination of several different theories that comes together in a way that ends in what we are without having to spend 2 million years hunting dead animals.
No, I mean, the thing is, because a lot of this stuff, even in like, established science, is up in the air. And I don't personally, because history, unlike mathematics, is not an exact science. It is an interpretation of evidence found. So for me, yeah, I'm totally on board with reevaluating or re-looking at all of this stuff. I don't think that the number of years that human beings have existed, the way the Earth and the what's it called, the Pangea, or the continents have moved around. None of this stuff is set in stone. Some of it is set in reasonable science, but a lot of it is skeptical sort of. Is interpretation by the people who look at it. I mean, I was listening to some girl who was studying geology at university, and she said her own professor said, we don't actually know what is at the center of our planet.
Right.
Everything when it comes to the mantle and the core and all that's all hypothesis. That's all,
Bro, I hate to break
assumptions.
97% of our quote unquote prehistory that has been interpreted is hypothesis.
Exactly.
Almost none of it is that.
I'm listening, Sasquatch. Keep going. We can hear you.
I thought you might have had something to say, bro. You seem to be making a point with your makeup.
He's just showing us the titties. Go on.
Plasma
Go.
Void wants to
I
talk.
like
Show us
this.
the titties.
So what I'm
Funny.
getting at is that most of this stuff is hypothesis in the first place. And I've seen dozens of cases where largely the scientific hypothesis of acceptance, the current narrative, if you will, were upset by some tiny discovery. Take what's the one in Anatolia? The freaking very
Somehow you got to pivot back into Maxine Waters. I don't know how we got back.
you
Gotta pull it back.
said the show was dead. You
Well,
wanted
you resuscitated it, but
Let's
you
be
put wind. You were the wind beneath my wings, and we caught flight after the two superstars came in. But can we talk about Maxine Waters somehow?
Yeah.
Somehow turn us into
Please?
Maxine Waters. You can do it. Please.
okay. Let's pull it
show
back.
me some Maxine Waters. I want to see it.
Okay. Is that
I'm
related to
without it,
potatoes
dude.
in South America?
If you don't show me some Maxine Waters soon, I'm going to burst.
Okay, the first question on Maxine Waters: would you hit it?
Stop. It's a family show.
Oh God, I want to answer that.
Family show.
We paid you.
We are here. Nobody is accepted a meeting.
You
Wait a minute. We haven't heard that from the secretary. We
your
haven't heard that from the spokesman.
I'm
Okay,
relaying that.
but
You are not the spokesman for the department. You are a security guard.
Can you
Like,
identify?
See how they disrespected him? They don't even give him the police respect. You're a security guard. You think Maxine Waters would talk to him that way if he wasn't white? I think she's taking liberties. I think she is. Let's go.
Absolutely.
We're members of
Where's your bag? Where's your bag?
you
Where's
don't
your
have any
ID?
identification.
Where's your ID? Where's your ID?
We are not.
It's not good enough.
We are not a threat to.
Where's your badge? Where's your badge? We want to see identification. He shows it to her. That's not good enough.
I know.
She did it wrong though. She didn't say it right. What you're supposed to say is name and badge number, and then you wait for them to answer. Because if you don't wait for them to answer, you haven't given them a proper ability to identify themselves. And if you just scream over it, when you get to court, the judge will look at you and go, "Nope, you didn't give them a chance to answer." I've told you not to yawn on stream before.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You're not allowed.
We're members of Congress, and we want to ask that question.
We walk into the White House.
Again, I reiterate my question: would you take Maxine Waters out for a nice
This is
seafood
an
dinner?
This is an outrage.
Dude, I can't afford that bitch seafood dinner. I'm sorry.
I mean, honestly, if I could live stream it, definitely. It'd be great. How many subs would I get?
Calm
But but it is on it's predicated on the basis that you have to smash afterwards.
That's not. This is a family
Oh,
show, Hafez.
God, dude, like, where are we going with this? Why are
This
you
is a
on?
family show, Hafez.
Sir, I did not say anything that was unfamily. Family can
Sir.
listen. I'm,
Sir,
I'm
we don't
talking
talk
about,
about- we
smashing
don't
some
talk about-
acorns. Maybe if you
Hafez.
maybe if you
We
take
do
it to a
not-
Greek night, you smash some plates, which is a
Yes,
tradition at a Greek party.
I'm drinking and you're the one getting chastised.
Hafez. It's a family show. Tucker Carlson's going to pick me up soon. So
I'm sure he's waiting in the wings.
he's looking for more creators. So stop trying to do it.
TNC, huh? The Tucker News.
You gotta
Cool.
do this up if we go in.
I mean, you're gonna,
We want you to move out of the way.
We're not steamrolling you. We're,
Get out of the way.
This says all access.
sure that we
So
can't.
Stand aside, sir.
We're
This
members
says
of
all
Congress.
access veterans.
Please stand aside, sir.
I'm not standing aside.
Why not?
Because my role is to make sure that.
What authority do you have to block members of Congress from the oversight? We are
What is this? Members of Congress can just go wherever you want. Like the laws don't apply to them, right?
Actually,
Ironically, they're the
I
ones who would be the first to say that, oh, Donald Trump broke the laws. The laws apply to everyone.
an
Right.
individual, I don't remember what state, but there was a senator or congressperson who was pulled over and she tried to use legislative immunity as her defense on the side of the road on body cam.
There wasn't that
I
you
got
covered
a
it?
story for you. Hold on. No, that was a DA. Juan Pacheco, welcome to the show. Juan, today started off with a disastrous stream. Luckily, Hafez and the great Caucasian Sasquatch, who is not a myth, came and resuscitated this
Oh,
shit
sir.
show of a
I'm a
show
myth.
and brought it back to life.
I
Dude,
saw
I
that.
feel your pain. Huff it. I feel your pain. By the way, Hafez, I subscribe to you on X, Hafez. I'm the Ablo Pacheco that subscribed to you. I keep
Yeah,
trying to
I
get
think
at
I
you, but you
followed.
never respond.
Are you kidding me? I thought
Yeah, that would.
Are you DMing me?
Yeah.
I blocked you
I
twice.
tried. I tried. But yeah, no, I feel your
Because
pain.
my DMs are open.
I feel your pain, dude, because I tried to do the Ablo Pacheco stream yesterday because USA, basically Central America is on fire because of Central Aid, because of USAID, and Brazil is on fire because of USAID. And I tried to stream that, and my computer was like, "Nope, we're going to give you a hard ass time." And sure enough, I couldn't do anything.
Bro, my computer has given me actually like really horrible fits for the past like 5 days. I can tell you exactly when it happened. I was actively streaming when it happened, and I froze up, and I had to completely restart everything. And after that, everything has been weird.
Juan, can you put in your ex name in the side chat here, or somehow write it somewhere so I can actually find it, and I'll message you.
All right.
I
Well,
clipped a piece of X-Files music, a tiny, like 5-second piece, right? The tiniest little thing. It's fine. YouTube doesn't care. I checked. I clipped that bit. And when I try to use it on StreamYard, it plays only like half of it and freezes.
Rumble Studio también. Rumble Studio yesterday when I was going over the list of all of the money that we funded Bolsonaro, Barnabas. We funded the Taliban while we were fighting the Taliban. Make that make sense. And when I did that, my computer was like, "Nope, not today, Satan."
We funded the Taliban before they were the Taliban. We trained them first. CIA-ism.
yeah, the Mujahideen, right? I've seen Rambo 3. We know how it goes.
Yes.
Like your entire insight into history. I've seen this movie. I've seen that movie. I've seen
Rambo.
The funny thing is, the other night I was talking about quantum physics and double slit experiment and stuff, and someone was like, "Oh my God, man, you've studied so much of this stuff." I'm like, dude, I watched a cartoon called Dr. Quantum. It's on YouTube. It literally lays it all out.
I love that experiment. That's experiment. I love it. I use it to disprove absolutely everything I don't like.
So, Barnabas, you having a messed up stream today only confirms one thing. All 4 of us are getting rounded up come 2029. That's what's happening. They're going to be like, "You guys were too goddamn political. Off to the goulash you guys go. I said you too."
Oh, dude.
Joke. Hold on. I got a joke. What is the difference between hell and McDonald's? In hell, the ice cream machine works.
There it is. Here, let me give you claps for that. All right. Yeah, USAID. I didn't do a show on that yet. I don't even know what that is. It sounds like
I
a
won't
scam.
that when you do it.
You do? Okay, sweet. Let's do it. Let's do a true or false. Because it's like there's a lot of lies out there, like Trump allegedly said teachers were ugly, but it's not exactly true. I guess this Maxine Waters thing is like a few days behind, but let's go back to this real quick. Let's finish this one up. This is great stuff.
What? By what authority?
Who's this Hawaiian looking dude? Do we know? Anybody know?
I don't know. My joke would have been, it's The Rock's brother. He's mad because he couldn't get into wrestling, so this is the last thing that it would do.
That's a good joke. Bad delivery, Juan. Work on it.
If you have an appointment and you're on a guest list, we will let you know.
But that was a really good joke.
But the delivery was off. I mean, do you want to try it again, Juan?
No, your delivery on using Juan as the butt of your joke, that was flawless, dude.
That was flawless, yeah.
Did I clap for myself? Okay, I got this one. And
yes.
This is for bad I've got lots of stuff. Okay, so all right, USAID, true or false? We could do that. Eagles fans, do we want to see this? This is exciting. Are they going to riot and burn down the city? What do you think? It's pretty
Of course
impressive.
they are.
Pretty impressive. Okay. Nothing too
Good Lord,
crazy.
this is
going on.
2018 This is 2018 revisited. Good Lord, it looks calm. Wait till like later on when things don't go too well for the cops. That is
2018. Yeah. Do you guys want to hear about the radical trans vegan death cult? Have
Are
heard
you
of this one?
talking about the? Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about this because I work in of course you know this. I work in immigration law for my boss, and
let's be
the thing
honest.
is they're the ones that killed that border patrol agent up in Vermont, if I'm not mistaken, Vermont or Maine, one of those two states.
Yeah, I
Every
think-
vegan cult is a death cult.
Every vegan cult is a death cult. You heard it here. You heard it first. I think me and actually Gen X Jeff might do a show on this. The case of the radical Zizian vegan trans cult and shooting death of Border Patrol agent. Zizian
Let me in,
vegan
baby.
trans.
I'll go to Gen X Jeff if you don't let me in. Let me in.
Let you in what?
Like, send me an email.
panel.
Let me know when that's going to happen. I just want to be involved. I don't care what you do with me. Put me backstage. Do whatever you want. However you
Okay.
want to handle it. I just want to be involved in that one. That is hilarious.
I mean, what do we like more, that the vegans are killing people or that they're trans? It's like it's like if, the only thing that makes this better is if they were zombies. Go ahead.
You
Trans
don't
vegan zombies.
like any of it. We don't like any of it. All of this is anti everything. I mean, it's anti life. The concept of veganism ends in starvation.
Well, I'm not going to.
You have to have butter. You have to have tallow, and you have to have some level of animal fats, or you cannot process your higher the lipids and stuff that you need to make thoughts happen in your brain for your neurons to actually fire. That's why vegans tend to respond a little slower.
What, bro? What? Do you, bro?
Whatever, dude, you believe what you want to believe.
I'm not down with all that. I mean, maybe I should go vegan for a week or two. I know how to cook.
So that's
food.
fine.
It's pretty
A week or
bro.
two is fine.
You just
That's
you strain
called-
it, you dust it in flour, you sear it in some sesame oil with some rice, bro. It's good.
Seed oils. Oh man, I'll take all of the things that cause me cancer for $500, Alex.
Sesame seed oil is bad.
Yeah, you didn't know this?
It's not
But
like
you can
like
still-
a ton of it, but you know.
You could still be vegan and be healthy. I mean, of course, us Latinos, we're rice and beans are our thing, right? So corn tortillas with rancho style beans and rice, those actually give you the amino acids for the protein that's in meat. So you'll be
Protein
fine there. But
It's not the issue. Lipids, high level fats, the very fine fats found in pork, found in some types, certain cuts of beef, found in very few seafoods have it. That's why the Japanese are able to do the Episcarian thing.
Pescatarian.
Thank you. I'm from Georgia. Don't judge me.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, this hot off the press. One more thing. Jack the Ripper mystery solved. Hafez, you're in England. Are you alive?
Well, I mean, I'm not entirely sure. What is this about? I haven't seen this.
Jack the Ripper mystery solved as genetic link to suspect uncovered. Descendants push for inquest after DNA allegedly confirms the Ripper's name. A researcher claims to have solved the 136-year-old mystery of Jack the Ripper, revealing 100%. I hate this. 100% DNA match
100%.
linking the infamous serial killer to a long-standing suspect. Russell Edwards, who spent years investigating the case, says DNA extracted from bloodstained shawl found at the crime scene of one of the Ripper's victims, Catherine Edoes, matches that of Polish-born barber Aaron Kosminski. It's very difficult to put into words the elation I feel when I saw 100% DNA match. 100%.
So
some closure, and a form of justice
Polish barber was Jack the Ripper.
Apparently.
Wait a minute, that's suspect because most DNA matches, for example, when my friend did the DNA match thing for his kid, the closest that it was like 99.99999999998. That was it. I mean, I haven't seen anything that's 100%. That's something's off.
Sus, right? Yeah, it's probably a lot.
100%, and from a sample so old that you can't even be. I mean, how can they 100% be certain that the blood sample isn't even tainted or somehow corrupted?
Well, exactly. If you had problems, tracing the shroud, remember the Shroud of Turin? I think it is the Shroud of Jesus.
Yeah, the Shroud of Turin.
You know, they couldn't even get past like 75% to trace him back to the bones of Mary and Joseph. I mean, to me, this is hay algo que me cae raro. There's something that doesn't match here.
I don't know. But then there were even speculations that Mahatma Gandhi might have been the Jack the Ripper.
What?
Yeah, because it actually the time framing fits.
What?
The time scale actually fits. Mahatma Gandhi was in Britain at that time.
What are you talking about, bro?
No, seriously, look it up. I looked it up because CT mentioned it, and then I googled.
Yes, but Hafez,
like,
he was. You're right, but he was in England before the King's Bench at that time. At the time that the murder supposedly took place. Make that make sense.
But he was in Britain in that time period. So. Yeah, some people said that, and then others were saying like some people were convinced it was one of the royal family members of the royal family or something. God knows. But this 100% is to me a little bit suspicious as well.
Well, that's what I think, considering the fact that, and this is fact, that the true King of England, the true family line, fell in battle in what, like 1066 or something like that. So, I'm thinking that it's the Tudor. It had to be somebody in that Tudor line, the Tudor family line, which is they're the current kings right now, or queens, or whatever the hell.
Well, I mean, we started this conversation earlier on about the Redskins and about the character that was on the Redskins logo, and I want to finish and leave with this. There's a young Native American boy, and he goes up to the chief, and he says to the chief, how do you decide to name the children of the village?
Family show.
The family, yeah. He says, well, when your sister was born, I walked out of the teepee and I saw a young deer jumping, so I called her Jumping Deer. And when your younger brother was born, I saw a wolf running across the hills, so I called him Running Wolf. But why is it, then the boy is kind of still a bit upset. He says, why do you ask? Two dogs fucking.
Faz, you're out of here for the day. Go back to wherever you came from. All right. Do you have any final words, sir? That was a horrible way to end it. You saved the show and then you ruined it right at the end. F you, sir.
I couldn't help it, man. I had to come out. Anyway, guys, thank you. I gotta go. It's 4 a.m.
Thank you so much.
Stay blessed, buddy.
All right. I'm getting out of here. Look for the Trans Vegan Cult Show. Look for what is USAID. Look for, who knows, more Trump and more this and more that. What do you gentlemen have to say about anything you want there? And thank you so much for pulling up, by the way.
I'll go first. This was better than any Super Bowl. This Super Bowl, I'll just be quite honest, and this is my thought about it. When the tickets were so low that I could actually afford to go, that's a problem. And when I'm looking at corridos bélicos more than that whatever the hell that type of halftime show was, and I'm on here, and this is more entertaining than that, then you know what? I have a feeling that mainstream is on its way out. So you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you again, Barnabas. Keep up the good work you're doing, sir.
Hey, thanks. Perfect way to end it. Yeah, I guess football. Wait a minute. Don't go yet. Hold on. It's just like people complain that football players make too much. They do. But it's the same people that go and support and pay all the money and wear their shirts. Oh, also, football is gay when you wear another man's shirt with his name on the back. I just wanted to say that.
Well, I got a question about that. My last name, you know this, Barnabas. My last name is Pacheco, right? So if I wear number 10 with Pacheco on the back in favor of Isaiah Pacheco, is that gay? Because technically I could say, hey, that's me. My name's Juan Pacheco, right? So, I mean, it could be for him or it could be for me. I mean, so would that be gay?
Look, the first time it bothered me, I'll be honest with you, is when I went to a NASCAR event. I've been to one NASCAR event. Great time. Great family fun. It's awesome. No, I'm not going to watch NASCAR on TV. It's the boringest thing I've ever seen almost, right? And then when I went there, people love these NASCAR drivers, right? And they have like jerseys or whatever. They'll wear the shirt. Like a man will wear a man's likeness on his shirt. And it's like, it's so bizarre to me. And it really occurred to me. It's like, it's so weird. And then what do you, like your wife or your girlfriend? She's like, oh, I want to wear another man's name on my shirt. And I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't sit well with me. Maybe I'm insecure. You can call me what you want. But I say 2 thumbs down. Can we just have like a, I don't know, a general non-man names shirt, perhaps for the casual fan? I don't know. But I don't want to be too much of a hater, but if football kind of goes down a little bit, it's not going to bother me. I guess that's all I have to say.
Well, now you make me feel guilty because, I grew up in North Carolina, Barnabas. So in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, that area, that NASCAR is king because of the history that invented NASCAR. And so now I feel bad because I have a blanket with Dale Earnhardt. May he rest in peace.
May he rest in
peace. With his signature and the big ass number 3. And I also have a watch with his name and the number 3.
And how much do you want for it?
I'm not giving it to anybody. This is to be passed down to my daughter when I'm gone. So
how much does she
whatever
want
she wants.
for it?
Well, again, you'll have to ask her when I'm gone. By the way, guys, not to go off on a different tangent. I know you got to go, Barnabas, but hold on to your pennies because there's an executive order right now that just stopped the minting of pennies. So the value of our pennies just went up. So I'm holding on to those too.
Good deal. I've got a change bucket that Alex Jones made right.
Pennies are going up in value. Football is going down. Hey, if you like Dale Earnhardt stuff, go for it. I had someone in my life who was a huge fan of Jeff Gordon to the point where this guy's family. This dude had Jeff Gordon clocks. I actually met Jeff Gordon when I was a chef, and I got him to sign a menu.
Oh, good. Good deal.
Nice guy. He was like a rock star, too. He's like rolling deep with like a bunch of chicks, couple dudes. Total rock star status. Totally interrupted his meal, and he signed it anyways. Really nice. And I didn't even watch it, but it is a little weird to me. But again, like I said, when I went to see NASCAR, it was awesome. When I went and saw the Ravens NFL, it was awesome. But for me, just not as excited as I was when the Redskins used to win all the Super Bowls back in the day before I moved out of the home. Thank you so much, Juan. I'll see you next time, bro. There it is. Sasquatch.
I got I have a few things that are in the works, but I haven't actually got them scheduled. I got one thing that's fairly solid. Monday, the 24th, I think. I'm not certain about the date, but it's on a Monday. Lawyer Chick 5000 and I are doing a debate on the Raging Tomato. Right? The debate topic is, as I understand it, deportation versus optics, whether or not we can come to the same results with better optics.
Well, that's must-see YouTube TV, and you better believe that I'm going to be tuned into that one.
Hey, man, with Raging Tomato involved, there's no telling who might show up. We might get an Andrew. We're doing a 2-on-2, and we're letting her choose the +1. So we might end up with an Andrew Wilson, a Rachel Wilson, a freaking Jim Bob, or some of those debate channels over there in the debate sphere. We'll see.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me, bud. I'm going to dip out and let you do your thing the way you do it, and you be cool, bro.
Thank you for saving the show. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. It's kind of a shit show. Thanks for pulling up. Times are not the same as they were back when the Redskins were champions. I know this is a bit small, but hey, I'll do anything for a laugh. And to anyone who's not subscribed to me, what are you waiting for? I am Barnabas. This is Midlife Bro Logic. Right? We're talking about Maxine Waters. We're talking about Jack the Ripper. We're always talking about Trump, immigration, anything that floats my boat, anything that tickles my fancy. We're going to go for it, right? We're going to go for it. And congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully they don't burn down the city, but if they do, I'll talk about it. Anyways, sure, but I was requested to take the controversial point. Anyways, that's what's up. Anyways, thank you so much. Peace out to everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a great Monday. Valentine's Day is coming soon, so you better get ready. Peace out, y'all. Bye.
America. This is your president, Donald J. Trump, the big man, number 45. And when I become number 47, America is gonna freaking hear our freaking voices. So I want you to subscribe to Barnabas at Midlife Bro Logic. He's the number one voice of the Donald J. Trump campaign. Subscribe, like, tattoo it on your body, brand it on yourself. Let the world know about Midlife Bro Logic. It's the number one YouTube channel on all Trump operations. Make sure that you like and subscribe to Midlife Bro Logic. It's the number one Trump news channel for my campaign of 2024.